Right, call the meeting to order, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Revision and approval of regular and consent agenda. Are there any changes or revisions to the regular or consent agendas?
Move to approve the regular and consent agendas.
Seconded.
I made a motion to approve the regular and consent agendas. Lee seconded that. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Recognition and information. We have recognition of new hires.
I would like to recognize Amanda Bias. Amanda is going to be serving in our middle schools as special education teacher. Her year in education, and kind of a fun fact about her. She is two fun facts. One of them is she is a Putnam County resident, and the other one is she's married to a former South Putnam grad. So we welcome Amanda Bias.
Financial update.
In your board package, you received the latest financial reports to the end of the month of June, which included all the claim dockets, the payrolls, cash flows, our transfers, and our fund reports. And we continue to positively track towards our forecasted income, expenses, and fund balances, which is great news. Additionally, we continue the building stages of the 2025 budgeting process, and we'll inform you as that progress continues with timelines and those types of things. Also, we had a great bid response and bids for the next phase of the building projects, which helps us to meet anticipated needs and mitigate unanticipated developments should they occur in our budgets. And I will follow up with more of that in the superintendent's report.
Legislative update.
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Public comment? Anyone? All right, moving right along. Item 7, new business. A, consideration of elementary student handbooks.
Hi. We just wanted to highlight a couple different things between Fillmore and Central that we were trying to align more of our times. And so we at Central have adjusted our times from, it was 8 to 3:30. We're now just adjusting 7:45 to 3:15 to meet Fillmore and high school, middle school. Everyone's on the same time now. So, and then we have not increased, but our kids used to go to the classrooms at 8:20. They're now going to the classrooms at 8 o'clock to give us more time to build in our win time for what I need for our students. And so we had to try to find a place for that, and so we found it that way. So on paper, it looks great. Do you have any questions for us?
I like that you put the same time in both places.
Okay. We're all on the same page.
Thank you. Were there any questions for anybody?
I move to approve the elementary student handbook.
Joe made the motion to approve the elementary school student handbook. Lee seconded that. All those in favor, raise your right hand. 7B, consideration of middle school, high school student handbook.
Okay, so every year we tweak the handbook just a little bit. I just wanted to call out a couple noticeable changes this year. We put some registration reminders in there in regard to out-of-district form and proof of residency. We did some updates on attendance just to align with the state attendance goals and the new Indiana code, particularly in regard to like model attendee and the truancy prevention. We added some SRO language that aligns with our MOU that had been approved. We added a definition in the cell phone section, again, that aligns with new Indiana code related to that, but really the rule doesn't change. It's basically what we were doing last year. We're also going to allow students to use their own bag at the high school. We're going to allow students to use their own bag to transport their Chromebook this year. So I brought some show and tell. This was our previous bag, and this is what our middle school will still have this year. And so when we were kind of looking at dimensions, high schoolers always ask for a little extra personal choice, and this is a place where we felt we could give them a little extra personal choice. Kids don't carry this, and then they'll carry, a folder and notebooks and pens and pencils. So basically, we're going to let them bring their own bag to carry those things in, but basically about the same dimensions as this bag. So it doesn't really change what's happening in terms of what kids are going to have coming into a room. It just gives them a little bit of personal choice. If we have a kid who says, I don't have a bag that size, or I don't want to do one, we did get some just little drawstring ones. So this will actually serve that purpose if they need something. And that, again, it gives you an idea of the dimension. So we will have something available if a student says, I don't have one, but I still need a bag to carry my Chromebook in. So we added that in. The other thing is we added a cessation program for middle school, high school students that could allow students to return to athletic participation or the classroom sooner if they voluntarily agree to participate in that program. It has some education, counseling, community service, and sobriety components, and we are partnering with Cummins in that plan. So that's basically what we have for the updates to the middle school, high school handbook. Do you have any questions?
I move to approve the middle school, high school student handbook.
One second.
You made the motion to approve the middle school, high school student handbook. Wade seconded that. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. 7C, consideration of middle high school athletic handbook.
So the athletic handbook, really the only changes that you see, we added the cessation program to that handbook as well, so that language is in there. The other thing is we continue to tweak our numbering system and how we calculate the senior athlete. We've tweaked that a few times over the last few years, and what we're trying to do each time we do that is we're trying to really make it fair and try to balance that between more individualized sports like cross country and swim versus team sports like football and basketball. So we got together our athletic council, which has all of our coaches. They met with Mr. Burgess, and that's the plan that they voted on. Our coaches also have the right in that moment to vote. So the top 3 candidates each time and their numerics are put in front of the coaches. So if something irregular happened, we can address an inconsistency by having a vote. And so we leave that vote there just to, anytime you try to do a number system, it can be a little imperfect. And so that just protects us from anything that might pop up if there's some imperfection in the numbering, the way the numbering system is aligned. Do you guys have any questions about that update? Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you all for your hard work on those.
Yes.
All right, motion.
I move to approve the middle school, high school athletic handbook.
You made the motion to approve the middle school, high school athletic handbook. Joe seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. 7D, consideration of corporation employee handbook.
A lot of handbooks tonight. As we continue to streamline all of our operational procedures, we also needed to consolidate our employee handbooks to reflect our best professional practices and align operations to our Neola board policy. So as we've made updates, we need to update the employee handbooks as well. In your packets is the corporation employee handbook, which is going to help us guide and direct our employee processes all throughout the district. So we're just seeking approval of that updated handbook.
I really like that you have. Any questions or motion?
Move to approve the corporation employee handbook.
I'll second.
Wade made the motion to approve the corporation employee handbook. Lee seconded that. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you, motion carries. 7E, consideration of classified employee benefits and compensation.
As provided in your board packets as well, we're seeking approval for the updated classified employee benefits and compensation. We are continually working to improve our compensation for all of our hardworking classified staff members, but we also continue to work to update the benefits package and benefits that go with that as well. The included compensation and benefits package is the culmination of several months of due diligence, evaluating positional and budgetary impacts. And so with that, we just appreciate your approval this evening so that we can get this moving forward with payroll and the benefit adjustments prior to August.
Have a conflict of interest.
So you're abstaining?
But it's best practice that I abstain.
Okay. So Joe will be abstaining.
I think I do as well. Right now. Certified, am I certified? Okay, okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
I know, oh, yeah.
All right, may I have a motion, please?
Move to approve the classified employee benefits and compensation.
I'll second it.
Lee made the motion to approve the classified employee benefits and compensation. Wade seconded it. All those in favor, right hand. Right along. Item F, consideration of teacher appreciation grant policy.
As required every year, we're seeking approval of the Teacher Appreciation Grant Policy in preparation and anticipation of the TAG allocations, Teacher Appreciation Grant, that will be awarded later this fall. There are no changes to our policy. It just has to be reviewed, and it just needs to be approved by you, and it has been reviewed by the Classroom Teacher Association.
Any questions?
Move to approve the teacher appreciation policy.
I'll second.
Joe made the motion to approve the teacher appreciation grant policy. Wade seconded that. All those in favor? Did I say that right?
It's okay, it's close.
Was it you?
It's on this side of the table.
Well, no, we got to get it right.
I had Lee.
Okay.
I had
Thank
Lee,
you.
but when you said Wade, I thought I'll consult the tape later.
All right.
She can correct herself when she reviews the board minutes.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, consideration of field house bid package. So,
Yep. Dr. Penrod will be joining us here in a moment virtually,
vote?
but
Did
I'll
they
go ahead and
vote?
get started.
Did you vote on that tag policy? I know you. Did you
Oh.
vote on it?
Did I vote?
I don't think it
Oh,
No.
fine out loud. Can we just, sorry.
That's why she's over there.
So, no, just this one. Joe made the motion to approve the teacher appreciation grant policy. Lee seconded it. Now we're gonna vote on it. All those in favor, raise your right hand, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, good.
So I'll go ahead and go through the beginning part of this, and then Dr. Penrod can chime in as well. But at 2:00 p.m. on July 9th, we had a great bid response and opened 4 bid packages for the new Fieldhouse project that includes 2 courts, a weight room, a wrestling room, 2 locker rooms, new restrooms, much needed storage, and a host of other items that I won't get into the details on. The low bid was the Peterson Company out of Indianapolis, which was within our budgeted guidelines, which was fantastic. In addition, we have accepted several bid alternatives from the Peterson Company that was included in that bid package, including major items such as significant pool renovations and major overhaul and expansion of the Central Elementary parking lot for a total contract sum of $9,867,500. The bid has been verified and approved by Fanning Howie, our architect, MKS, our construction management firm, and Dr. Penrod. Therefore, this evening we seek your approval so we can begin the major logistical planning to begin the project as early as next month. And we'll follow up more on that in the superintendent's report. Dr. Penrod?
I just think from an overall standpoint, I mean, that certainly says the specifics for that particular bid and how it relates to South Putnam, but I think you've got an excellent contractor there. Never done any work with them, but heard, I've heard some good stuff about them, but there was a time, if you remember, that we were talking about this being well into 80 figures, and to get your base bid plus all your alternates for under 10 million is incredible. So much so that I was talking to somebody in the Fort Wayne area today, and they said that they had already heard that was the bid, and they asked me if they think that if I thought we could replicate that in the Fort Wayne area, because that was really, really aggressive, and I think you're gonna be happy with the results.
Brandon, in your experience with when bids come in unexpectedly aggressive like that, what problems down the line does that sometimes create, if any? I know sometimes they can underbid things, and there's some fluctuation that happens, and that sort of thing.
That's a good question.
What do you anticipate in this case?
That's a good question. So, because this one was so aggressive, so much lower than some of the other ones, and generally part of the process is to interview the low bidder. Once that happened, once that bid was open, we made sure that everything was compliant with the law. So there's forms that they have to fill out, like a Form 96 and a couple other different ones. They have to provide performance payment bonds, all that kind of stuff. So you leave that meeting with an apparent low, and then you go make sure that everything complies. Part of that compliance is usually talking to that low contractor to ask them kind of basically, hey, especially in a situation like this where it's low, it's way low. Just want to make sure you understand the scope. If there's any mistakes, if there's any whatever, now's the time to let us know. And they were pretty adamant. They understood everything was included in there. They got some good numbers from their subs, and so they didn't necessarily have to mark it up what maybe some of the other people did, and so they felt comfortable with it. Conversely, on a different project at a different school, we had a situation like this, and that company said during that interview process, hey, we screwed that up, we're sorry, but will you please let us out? And that school chose to let them out. So in this case, though, they were comfortable with it. I don't see, if they're comfortable with it, the CM and the architect and myself have reviewed contracts and bids and everything else. Of course, there are probably going to be change orders. I think I said this once, and it's a funny laugh, but I think it's true. If you've ever built a house, I don't think you can build a $200,000 house without having some sort of problem. I certainly don't think you're going to build a $10 million auxiliary gym field house without having some sort of problem. And so I would imagine there'll be change orders and that kind of thing. But it will be change orders based on typical change orders. I don't think it's not going to be change orders because the contractor missed something.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Move to approve the field house bid package.
Lee made the motion to approve the field house bid package. Joe seconded it. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Hey, thanks, Dr. Penrod. I know you got other things you got to get to. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Item 8, other business. Is there? So we are at 9, Superintendent's Report, Dr. Smith.
Hang in here with me. I got a little bit of things to talk about tonight. 2024-2025 school year shaping up to be incredibly exciting around South Putnam. It's been shared with me by many people in the district and in surrounding communities that there's a general feeling of positive anticipation at South Putnam, having the right people in the right place at the right time to make a maximum impact educationally and provide amazing opportunities for our students. I'm getting that, again, inside and outside of the district. The educational experiences, such as our early college endorsement and the top-tier facility upgrades, make South Putnam the place to live, learn, and to work. We have been working nonstop this summer to plan and coordinate all positive disruption to the district, and the custodial staff has done an amazing job preparing our buildings for our students and staff. Things are looking great, even with all the construction around. I want to provide a brief update on the projects because there's been a lot happened since our last meeting. But it's going to be more of a 30,000-foot view. I'm not going to get too granular in any of this. So first of all, exciting is the football field is 99% complete. It is playable now, but we have a few things that we need to do, installing some the game clocks, those types of things on the field. Other than that, the field itself is ready to go. The track surface is getting very close. The gray rubber has been going down in multiple stages. And they're almost finished with the laying of all the top coat of the gray rubber. It's not really rubber. I don't know exactly the name of the terminology of it, but it's the soft coating on top. And they will also be striping and or lining it later this month. So that's very exciting. So that gray's out there, and the stripes will be on there real momentarily. Lighting. So the pole bases are all installed. Those are the concrete bases, and then several poles are already installed as well. Several are on the softball field, and I think one's on the baseball field currently. There'll be others as well going in along the way. That is planned to be finished. All that installation is planned to be completed by the end of the month as well. Sound. So once the electricians have all the wires run to the poles, the speakers and the console will be installed later this month. So that's very exciting as well. So the fields and that whole complex will have a new look, a new feel to it, and definitely a new sound to it as well. So very excited. There's some additional concrete and asphalt work that will be coming in and around the track and field as well. Annex building. So it'll be painted here real soon and be updated there. So it'll have a fresh coat all over the existing colors and everything that are there. And so that will be updated along with some signage and so forth on that annex building. So it'll complement the field and everything else going on out there. Roofing projects. So Central Elementary is underway. If you go out to the parking lot where Central is, all the supplies are out in the Central parking lot right now. So you can see that they made that delivery today, and they will be installing tomorrow the South Putnam High School roof, which is right over our head, and then all the way down the senior hallway. That will be started. Materials will be supposed to be delivered tomorrow, and that will begin as well. They will be having 2 work groups on our roofs, and so the goal is that those will be completed by the end of the month. Which is exciting, and it's very aggressive, but they have, I believe, 35, 40 guys that are going to be up on our roofs getting this done. So, and then we're also, because of the bid that came in so well and under budget, we are also able to pick up the 2 roofs that we were not able to pick up in the previous bid. And so as soon as that's done, the contractors have agreed to do it at the same bid price that they had before. MKS did a great job of making that happen. And so they're already on site, and they are just, as soon as they get those 2 roofs done, they're going to jump right onto the pool roof and the gym roof. And so pretty much most of our major roof projects in the district will be completed, and we'll have the warranties, which is awesome. So very excited about that, and we were able to do that. And again, that's just the power of a good bid process. So let's jump into the big project, the field house, the pool, and the central parking project. So the field house staging, now that you have approved the bid, will begin August 15th. So they'll begin staging the project, and demo in the commons down here, the gym commons and pool commons. The demo there will begin August 20th. So it is a very aggressive start date, and everything seems to be lining up to make that happen. So just in a few weeks, that project will be wrapping up outside, and the field house project will be beginning. You may notice some construction fencing being installed prior to that date as they start fencing things around to start the safety protocols prior to the general contractor coming on. So MKS will be erecting several construction fences around. It'll take up a significant part of our northeast parking lot. Actually, it'll take all of it. So let's be blunt. It'll take all of that, so all that parking. And then we are in process and have actually had multiple conversations throughout the year of redirecting all of our bus traffic to behind the school. And then the high school will have drop-offs out front, and Central will have their normal drop-offs. So we're already had, and they had even a big meeting today, I believe, about that to finalize that. So we're ready to go and ready for school to start, even with all these projects going on. The pool upgrades, they're going to be those upgrades are going to be done in multiple phases to minimize the impact on swim season. So some aspects that are tied to the field house will be done this fall, as far as the demo and all those types of things that are happening right near the pool. Those will be completed this fall. Then they'll have the swim season, and then they'll do all the pool pack and all the other internal inside the envelope changes in the spring after the swim season. So it should have very minimal impact on there. It will impact the area some, obviously during construction phases, but during the seasons, the goal is to not be in there. And so MKS has done a great job facilitating that to make that happen. Central Parking Lot Project, which involves extensive upgrades to the entire Central Elementary School parking lot area, will likely be after the end of school next year. Reason being, it will be a major disruption to school, and we want to minimize that as much as we possibly can. And so to facilitate that, we most likely all that will be moved to the day after Memorial Day of 2025. And so that will be a major reconstruction of the Central Elementary parking lot, gaining a lot of parking places and completely reconfiguring that for bus traffic and car traffic. So.
But they'll still use the gravel cart this next school year, right?
Yes, so it will that will stay as it is for the entire rest of the school year. Yes, so we'll probably be buying some more gravel and filling in spaces until then. But in the end, by school time next year, we'll have an amazing facility out there, which will support all of our other buildings as well. That's what it's going to be designed to do. It's going to have to support our track and field areas, and it'll also have to support our new field house area. So there'll be a significant number of parking places that we don't have now, along with lighting and all kinds of things that are really neat. A lot of milling as well around the front, and so the whole front area of the school is being reworked in that package too. Everything that we've discussed prior to this point is on target, and then everything in this big package, the new package, is targeted to be completed by the summer of 25, so before the start of school 25-26. So that's exciting. A lot of neat things happening there. A lot of moving parts going on around here. People will have to bear with us and losing parking and all that type of thing. We'll just have to grin and bear it for a while as we move through these. It's positive disruption, as I like to call it. Quick update on our Fillmore updates. The restroom updates are completed, and now we're waiting on the boiler delivery before we start digging tanks out and everything, because last thing you want to have is a big disruption in the delivery of the boiler and you don't have your current system be able to heat the building. So we're not touching that area until we get the boiler delivered. And as soon as that happens, we'll start that demo and installation of hopefully September-ish. We're kind of out there, at the yeah, exactly. Which is why when we saw that delivery timeline, we're like, oh, let's not be proactive on that.
Hopefully it's like.
And that too, yes. The good news is we do have an operational system. It's just a little archaic, but at least it's operational. So we will duct tape it together more if we need to. Start of school is just around the corner. Online registration opens July 22nd, which is Monday. On August 5th, on Monday, August 5th, teachers return, and many are already in their classrooms working. I've seen many of them working hard in there, getting things ready to go. Tuesday, August 6th, all staff will return, and just of note, board members are invited to our opening day festivities as well. Breakfast, and a lot of time you get to hear me talk some more. And then on Wednesday, August 7th, the students' first day. So it's right around the corner. Again, tremendous amount of excitement and pride here at South Putnam. We're looking forward to an amazing start of the school year and many celebrations as we start this experience and experience these new facilities and all the opportunities that we've built over the last year for our students. One last thing I want to bring up, and it's please save the date of August 23rd. On August 23rd, we will be rededicating Mark Wildman Field with a ribbon cutting ceremony at 5 p.m., which is prior to the opening game of the season. There'll be activities, several alumni will be on campus, lots of pictures, excitement that night as we open the new facility. With that, that's all I have for you tonight. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. I just had one thing before we adjourn. I don't know if you all heard about the North Putnam movie that was made. It's been a couple of years now, but it's finished, and it's been going around to different venues. They will have a screening on Sunday at the Can Theater, which I don't really know where that is. I sent you all a link, but there'll be a panel discussion afterwards, which I think might be really interesting. Senator Andrea Hunley will be there. Representative Bo Baird will be there. Terry Stradlin is also going to be there as part of the panel. Chris Ladoni, did I say that right? He's the director of Indiana School Association. And then the North Putnam superintendent will be there. So they'll show the movie, and then they'll have a panel discussion afterwards. But it's about a small school, and since they're our neighbor, you might be interested in going.
Coincidentally, I was at the North Putnam School Board meeting. It's just
Oh, really? Oh, well, you can
it'll be
see
interesting to see how it was pitched, from what I remember, compared to what the results are and then what the acting sessions will be.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's all I had. If there's nothing else, adjourn. Thank you all.